Hey, my name is Danny Burke. Do you remember when we talked about candy and sweets from around the world that you just can't get anymore? I do. That video got a lot of love from you guys, so it only made sense that we would satisfy your sugary cravings once again with the top 10 discontinued candies we all miss, part 2. Starting off at number 10, we have Domino's Pizza Bubblegum. I am not making this one up. Domino's Pizza, most famous for making pizza, they used to make a fruit bubblegum back in the 1980s. Now when you opened it up, the bubblegum was even cut into little slices just like an actual pizza, and the small paper covering it was like an actual miniature pizza box. Now I understand why this got discontinued, obviously. It's not really the best idea, but I do want it to come back just so that we can all try it. It's mental. Coming at number 9 now, we have Summit Bars. This chocolate bar was produced by Mars between 1977 and 1984. During that time, it became a huge favorite in America. It was 2 light wafers covered in peanuts and then smothered in chocolate. Now to those of us who never got to try it, it kind of sounds like a few other bars that you can get on the market today, but from what I've read online, those who tried Summit Bars swear it was one of a kind. And I, for one, believe everything I read on the internet. Alright, at the number 8 spot now we have Rinky Dinks. Yes, great name, great candy. They were made by the Willy Wonka company, who described them as super flavored tiny jawbreakers. Each one had its own face, and the packets were divided into 3 different flavors: strawberry, lemon and grape. They were first launched in 1984 and often contained match and win promotions on the back of the packaging. Now that's something I don't really see much of these days. Games and competitions on little packaging. I think we should bring them back. Or maybe they are everywhere, I don't know. Moving on to number 7, we have Super Mario Bros. Chocolate and Crisp. Who doesn't love a themed chocolate bar? Am I right? Nintendo released this edition of chocolate bars in 1990 when the world was still riding high from the release of Super Mario Bros. 5 years before. Chocolate and Crisp was the real fan favorite at the time, but they also came in 2 other variations: milk chocolate and chocolate and peanuts. Now I'd like to think that I'm the kind of person who doesn't really get sucked into this whole kind of branding thing, but yeah, I would have totally bought this one over a non-Mario themed chocolate bar. I'm sorry. Next up at number 6 now, we have Dino Sour Eggs. No, I didn't pronounce dinosaur incorrectly there. These things were around in the 80s and were made by the Willy Wonka company. They were giant sour jawbreakers in the shape of dinosaur eggs and were layered so that as you sucked on them, they changed colour. Ooh. Every single egg would be a different, unique colour combination compared to the next one. The one thing they all had in common though was just how face-meltingly sour they were. Is that a thing? Face-meltingly? Coming in at number 5 now, we have Slush Puppy Bubblegum. Just like the Gator Gum we talked about in our last video, this was a drink that was made into something you can chew on. Slush Puppies are still going strong all over the world, but during the 80s and 90s, the bubblegum version of the drink was all the rage. They came in all the flavours that the drink did too. These days, they've been discontinued across the world, but I have heard you can still get them in some parts of Canada. Hopefully our Canadian viewers can confirm this. At the number 4 spot now, we have Wacky Wafers. These were made by the Willy Wonka Candy Company. I will never get tired of saying that name. They were small circular pieces of candy that came in 5 different flavours: banana, green apple, watermelon, orange and strawberry. They were said to be very distinctive, and fans loved the blend of the chalky wafer with the sweet and strong fruit flavours. They were discontinued when Nestle bought the company, but there is a Facebook page, yes, calling them to bring them back, and there have been rumours that it might actually become a reality. So they're already out and they've returned. Ignore everything I just said. Moving on to number 3 now, we have Yummy Mummies. These crunchy candy sticks were obviously themed on ancient Egyptian mummies, and if you really think about it, you're kinda eating ancient decomposing bodies. Yeah, maybe that's just me. They came in 5 flavours: tropical punch, orange, green apple, cherry and banana. They have been discontinued for a while now, but if you really want to try them and you look hard enough online, you can find people still selling them, although I'm not sure what the sell by date is like on those. I guess they are mummies though. Coming in at number 2 now, we have King Kong and Godzilla heads. Now these were actually 2 separate bubblegum candies released at the same time, but I'm obviously going to try and include them as one here. For fans of giant city destroying monsters, this was the only bubblegum to chew on. How many other bubblegums let you bite the heads of King Kong and Godzilla? They were discontinued in the late 1980s, but with all these upcoming Kong and Godzilla movies that are going to be coming out, we might see them making a comeback one day soon. And finally now at number 1, we have Mr. T Gold Chain Bubblegum. I'm sure all of you guys know the famous Mr. T of the A-Team, but did you know he used to have his own bubblegum, or rather his gold chain had its own bubblegum. The strips of gum were in the shape of his famous chain, which was pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, but the real thing that everyone remembers is actually on the packaging, where a Mr. T's speech bubble tells us he pities the fool that passes up his gold coloured chain offer on the back. Amazing. I want this product back right now. I want to win that gold chain. Alright guys, we've run out of sugary treats for this video, but there's always next time. If you want a part 3 to this series, make yourself heard down below. My name is Danny Buck, and I'll see all of you in the next video.